My man, Danny Boy Cárdenas. Thank you so much for coming on the Winner's Paradigm podcast, brother. It's an honor because we've been talking for a hot minute on. I've been following your content, seeing your transformation, and you're an amazing fucking human being. I love just your motivational shit every day, dude, because you're funny, number one. But two, all the shit you say, dude, is funny because it's triggering because it's like you're talking to my previous self as well. As I went through the same exact thing. So before I get ahead of myself, bro, give us a brief intro, who you are, what you're passionate about today, brother.
Thank you, Big Al, for having me first and foremost. We finally made it. That's what counts. And essentially, man, I'm a personal development coach online for men based out of South Florida. That's where I'm at. And that's what I do, man. I just help men live better lives through productive habits, nutrition, and fitness. I consider it mind, body, and spirit training daily. And I'm online helping people with that day in and day out. And really, what I do, Al, is I just share what's worked for me, man, from the beginning. I wasn't always who I am. I still got a long ways to go, but that's the beauty of it. I'm just documenting who I am, all my flaws, giving you what's on my mind online daily, helping folks with what I know, and we'll get it better together. We're a team. That's how I approach life itself and my clients too. So more than happy to provide value to you guys here, man.
Hell yeah, brother. And you know what? I love that. And let's start there first before we even talk about the transformation or anything. It's that team aspect. And that was something for me. I actually just had a guy like that where we started talking and I seen the previous version of myself with him. So it was funny because the shit he was telling me was exactly what I used to fucking say. Is, oh, I know what to do. I know I gained all this weight, but I'm just gonna drop the alcohol and then I'll be fine. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you just said alcohol and nutrition are your vices, and that's where you're fucking up in life. But you think that you can just remove one and then all of a sudden it's good. So I seen that he wasn't posting since like 10 days, 15, 14 days actually. And I like message him, hey, bro, you good? And then he's like, actually, I'm not, dude. I'm actually struggling right now. And I was like, oh shit, let's hop on a call. Let me talk to you. He's like, I don't want to be sold, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it's not even that, bro. I'm going to help you with what I struggled with because everybody always says, if you're going to get sober, don't do it alone because then you're going to fail. For me, I was like, fuck that. I'm going to do it alone and I'm going to figure it out. So I love when people, are talking about, hey, this is what works for them. And you're like, yeah, but we see it because we've done it multiple times. We failed and failed and failed. So when we're helping that client that is, thinking that they have their own plan, it's not working. In this guy's case, he told me he was going to do keto, and then was trying to tell me about macros, and I was like, yeah, bro, I haven't seen 60% of my diet being fats as a good thing, unless you're doing, fucking a certain type of thing. But even if your protein's that low, I don't know, So it was funny because he thought he had the plan. And I was like, bro, I see myself in that. Like, I thought I had the plan. I thought I had it all figured out until I started doing the work. And then I realized, like, oh shit, this macro thing they're talking about actually fucking works.
Exactly. That's freaking huge. Several things where you just said, let me go back to the basis that you see yourself and then the people you're looking to help with all their imperfections, just like you. And so you see yourself like maybe a few months, years ago in them in the flesh. It's a fucking mirror, right? But at the same time, you knowing that you don't have all the answers, you also know that you know more than this person. And so then you do have to check people out of love. You don't got to destroy them. If that's your style, go for it, dude. But be real, man. Let them know, hey, I'm here to help you, brother. Don't question the master. You're paying me. You reach out to me to get started. So let's do it. Adherence is key. Now, I know you're going to fuck up. I fuck up too, but let's get on the same page, get on a program, be coachable, and we'll get it done, man. We'll get better together, bro. And that's what it comes down to, humility, man. That familiarity of not being perfect, but also putting down the fucking foot and saying, hey, man, I got you. I'm your coach. You believe me or not? Either way, I'm going to the top. You can come with me if you want. So
I love that, brother. And yeah, I used to drill into people because that was what I loved in the military. And for my personality type, that's what I need. And I hired a coach for that. And it was funny because we were talking one day, we were talking about a call, and I was like, these motherfuckers are getting soft. And I was like on a rant. And he's like, Al, you can't be talking to everybody that way. Some people you can call pussy, some people will get offended and quit your program. And I'm like, no, fuck that, dude. Stop being a bitch. Just fucking move on, blah, blah, blah. He's like, again, it is personalities in that. And it was funny as shit because he told me that. And I'm all, well, I was going to quit the program because one time he told me that is like, hey, bro, you're consistent, but you're not really consistent. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I stopped drinking. I stopped fucking doing everything. I'm eating clean. I'm in the gym every day. I'm your most consistent motherfucker here. How you gonna tell me that? But what he was saying wasn't the consistency element. He was saying that there's something missing in the equation. And for me, it was the perspective. It was, hey, and that's why I like right now, I talk about all the time. People probably irritated with me, but I'm saying like I don't like when people are coming out and they're like, I get to, I get to, I get to. Yes, you get to, and it's a point of gratitude and it's a point of saying, I get to do these things. But why don't you just change that to I do? Why don't you just embody the characteristics every single day? Because that's what we're doing. West talks about all the time is being that man you admire. And that's something I started taking for my coaching program is like, I had to become the man that I admire because I lacked that. I didn't have that as a kid. And that's why I was fucking up in life was I was doing exactly the same shit. I was blaming it on the fucking race card and being like, oh, I'm Mexican. And that's why. And then it's funny. It's like, I used to say that. And now I'm hearing that shit all the fucking time. And it's just like, bro, the shit we be saying sometimes is just straight fucking bullshit. And we validate it. We say whatever. And that's why we don't have the transformation. That's why we don't have the results that reflect. And that's why we struggle. And then we help our people do the exact same thing in a negative way.
Exactly. It's a fucking self fulfilling prophecy, an endless cycle. That's why the key is like Wes says, bro, be the fucking leader, man. People are watching. If not for you, do it for them. I love saying that. It's so true, man. Because, a lot of times we can't find our own motivators. Actually, I like the word inspirator better. I feel like
Yeah.
motivation is temporary, fleeting. I fucking hate that. I like long term inspiration. It's different, bro. You know what I mean? And so you just gotta lead by example, man. If you're not fucking inspired yourself to get better for you, think of your kids or your fucking community or who you can affect. Because remember, at one point in your life, brother, someone affected you, whether we want to admit it or not. For me, it was watching people like Wes. It's like, all right, I want to get better now because I know it's possible. He's a man like me. We bleed through similar veins, dude. Come on, man. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, also just touching up on the fact that you were talking about handling different personalities like clients or just people in life in general that you're looking to help. It's a beautiful dichotomy in my lens in my experience. I think the key for me, it's worked well. It's staying firm no matter what. But yeah, ultimately, I've had to swallow my pride and yeah, I realize you can't be maybe brutish with everyone. Maybe you got to be a little bit softer with somebody, but always stay true to yourself and firm. That's the balance, as they like to say, the dichotomy. Stay firm, but do adapt because it's true. Some people might tune out because of the way you talk to them. But as long as you keep it real from the heart, I think that's going to resonate more than anything, man. So it's something I'm
Ooh.
learning as a coach day by day. You know how it is. If it's you learn every time you talk to somebody as a coach, man. It's like a different experience. You just absorb it and apply if you're humble about it. So
Yeah, bro. I love the way that you say that. And that got brought in my perspective literally yesterday. I do this strategically on purpose. I have a guy that's in Florida and he every Friday, 5:15 a.m. my time, so 8:15 his time, we have a call. And that's why I do that on purpose, is to hold me accountable. And because he was just like, Are you sure you're gonna wake up? And I'm fucking laughing. When he texts me that, I'm like, all right, motherfucker. Now you challenge
yeah,
me to be better. So it was
yeah.
funny. And we're talking about relationships. And that's one thing I don't like talking about just with certain people because literally yesterday I created a video and I was like, you either fucking get it or you don't. And you need to speak to the people who get it. So I was like, I don't like talking about relationships because the way I perceive it is a little bit different than everybody else. Like I had to cut my family off. I had to tune the people out. I didn't have the people that are about it. And like you said, going off of inspiration, that was something I was actually going to ask you about because you say that all the fucking time, is working off the inspiration. And that's really what I figured out for me was it was the inspiration in the discipline that created the new man, that created me to be like that. The reason why I liked Wes Watson so much, was because I see him yelling all the time and he just says it like, what is there to fucking get? And I'm like, that's what it is. Like growing up, that's when my dad was with me is what is there to fucking get? You see the problem, here's the solution, shut the fuck up. And a little bit different than how Wes does it, but when I grew up, I'd always see that. So I'd see Wes and I'm like, man, that reminds me of my dad. And my dad can never drop the drink. And we recently just got into it because he is going through his shit. And I called him out for it. And I'm like, hey, results, motherfucker. Like, you're either going to be about that shit or you're not. If you're not, hey, man, I'm sorry, but I can't be sitting here fucking catering to you, doing whatever. I'm not saying because the way I grew up and that's the way it's supposed to be, but I'm saying, hey, you need to be fucking better. And when are we going to challenge our people to just fucking do it instead of talking at that? And that's where that breakthrough was for me, was talking to that client yesterday. And the client was just like, oh, have you ever thought about this? I was like, absolutely. And I start opening up, and he's like, wow, I never knew that about you. Like, you don't really come out here and talk about that. And I was like, yeah, I don't, because one of the things I worked on is, talking to the people who do get it. So if I notice that you're understanding what I'm picking up and putting down, I will talk to you that way and be like, yeah, it's going to be fucking lonely. Some people aren't going to give a fuck. They're not going to care. I used to be fucking 235 and I dropped the weight. I stopped drinking. I was drinking a gallon of whiskey. They're not going to get
Jesus.
it. And when you do a drastic change, for me, I was the dude who'd come in, what's up, motherfuckers? You ready to get faded? Ordering everybody shots, just walling the fuck out all the time. It was cool and all, but it led me to terrible things in life. And that's the thing, is like people don't understand that. But when you change that identity, and we'll tap on that now, brother, when you change the identity, when you got into the transformation, when you got on the coaching program and really started changing your life around, what was the harvest that really came from that with all the people that you had around you, brother?
Absolutely, man. In terms of the daily process, how my environment played a factor, essentially.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in that case, man, it was lonely at times, but I never let that affect my mood. Why lonely? Because Big Al, when you're on a journey of self development, not just looking to lose body fat and get in shape, but become disciplined overall, you're gonna be a different cloth. Like people, your neighbors, your family, direct ones you may live with, they're gonna look like you're a fucking Martian. That's just how it is. And so, really, I just had to had faith in myself and my coach Wes, and just let that lead the way, man. I knew in my heart and mind, I actually kind of predetermined that I would get through this shit, this program, even being lonely at times. I knew it was gonna come. But I think as long as you prepare yourself for the storm that's coming, you'll reap the harvest, bro. That's what it's all about. So yeah, that's what I can say about that, man.
Hell yeah. No, no, no. I definitely get that. And for me, I'd say for me, that's why I process it differently too. You like we said, we're mentioning the being lonely part. When I was in the military, I dealt with that a lot, was being at places and then no one reaches out. And then you're just like, okay, so that's the way life is. Move fucking forward. And it's like
Exactly.
that's a funny thing, is like people either get that or they don't. And that's where they struggle so much. And then go back to the identity issue, is like, oh, this is why I would suppress and mask the pain, is because they never really sat with that emotion. So for me, I dealt with that, and that's why I just keep moving. And people ask me like, how the fuck do you just keep doing that all the time? You talk about this, or I talk about friends. I'm like, honestly, you're not my friend unless you're locked in and you're fucking squared away to the T. And I'm like, because I can't be around motherfuckers that drink behind closed doors, that say one thing, do another, that fucking talk a big game and ain't about their shit, that say they're doing burpees and then you go do burpees with them, and then they're not doing good. So it's funny because I had a friend, hard hit fit Jesus. He came over. We did burpees together. And homeboy was smoking me, and I'm like, bro, I need to get better at my burpees. So it was like, I need that type of friend, because if you're not that dude who's locked in and about the shit that I'm about, like, we're not going to help each other get better. And I don't want to be around the dudes that when I do something, it's like they're hating on me or I'm hating on them. It's like, what the fuck is that about? You need the people that enlighten you to be better and that challenge you to be better. And if you aren't doing that, then you're fucking dying. So I see that all the time. People getting mad and they're like, that's not how it is. I can hang out with whoever I want. Like, just, it doesn't fucking work that way. Everything is incongruent with each other. The way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Dude, that's fucking cute. I think that's Bedros Cooley, right? The way you do
Yeah.
anything is how you do everything. Bro, I love that. When I first heard that quote years ago, I never forgot it. Like, it literally comes to me every other day now. It's fucking beautiful. But speaking of that, how you do things, you were just talking about who you hang out with, your influences, your environment. I strongly believe now more than ever, Big Al, that it's not enough to hang out with people who want better for themselves. You gotta hang out with people who want that, but also are honestly giving their best efforts, not
That's
just
true.
enough, because that could just be fucking what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of placating an ideal. Like, yeah, we're gonna
True.
get better, but brother, are you really fucking driving yourself to the ground every day? Because if you're not, then I can't fuck with you, bro. I love you. You're better than most in that regard. You're trying to get better. I'll give you that. That's not enough, though, man. We're seeking excellence, not fucking better than average. We want a fucking A plus, not a fucking B. You feel me? Fuck
Bro,
that, bro.
that's fucking crazy you said that exactly that way. And that's why, I said congruence. And that's what I'm realizing, bro. It's like the more self development you do on yourself, like I literally just been interviewing people, whether they're Wes's people who have had transformation. It's all the same shit from everybody. It's like that. And I literally put that on my story one day, bro, about excellence. And I'm like, hey, if you're not committed to being the best version of yourself and committed to being excellent, like, I can't fuck with you. I love you. I'll pray for you. But right now we need to separate that distance, because over here we're fucking excellent and we're gonna be the epitome of that. And people were just like, that's not okay. Blah, 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 like just DMing me shit. And I'm like, obviously, I triggered something and
Oh
people
my
are getting
god.
upset with me. But I was like, too, everything you do, you need to take pride in. You need to, if you feel like you need to be fucking excellent at everything, then be excellent at everything. Well, you think you're better than people. Yeah, every successful person's going to think you're better than the people who don't want to fucking do it. But it's not about being better. It's about living better, doing better, embodying the better. Because if you're trying to be a better version of yourself, and like you, brother, you've been through the transformation, you've done the hard work. You understood with that before you started even coaching people. Oh shit, I have to be living this way every single day. And you literally mentioned it as every day's the same. You don't break no matter what, you still do the same things. You're still true to yourself, no matter who you're talking to, what it is, it's still showing up the same fucking way. And that was something for me that once it clicked, it was like, I wasted so much fucking time trying to argue with people versus being like, hey man, you're not doing it. On to the next one.
Exactly, bro. No time to waste. Or people just want attention, like Wes says. They just want attention. They're yearning for it. It took the time to DM you to express their feelings. They're disgusted with what you said, but like you said, it's just a trigger. So it's just them defending themselves and also trying to get your attention too. They've been wanting to talk to Big Al for a while. Now this is their opportunity to get in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, brother. And
Oh
one
my
thing
god.
you talk about, is doing it exceptionally when you don't want to. And that's one thing I stress as well, is building that foundation, showing up every single day. You're in the gym every fucking day. You're always working out. You're doing something, brother. When we're focused on helping people create that foundation to create that man that every day does not break, what are some of the things that you coach on that allows them to really tap into that and understand that, hey, every day I need to be giving my best effort, I need to be giving that energy, and I need to be showing up regardless of how I'm feeling? Because right now what we're seeing is people living too much in their feelings, and that's why they're not having the results they want.
Absolutely. As simple as telling them to always remember why they got started. Keep the end vision in mind, but don't obsess over that. Keep the end vision in mind. I tell them literally wake up, plug into your brain, your subconscious, what you want as your ultimate result. And then literally just obsess over the little tiny things you got to do every day to get it done. And that's going to help you bypass a lot of things. Quitting due to your feelings or taking a day off because, again, you're not, again, feeling so great. Keep the end vision in mind, and that's going to help you, bro. Just be fucking bulletproof, bro. Nothing's gonna fucking stop you. And even if you think about stopping, you're gonna get back right on track, man. So I just tell them keep the end vision in mind always, bro, and let that shit lead the way, bro. It's as simple as that, in my opinion, man.
See, this is why I fuck with you, brother. I literally took a picture right now so I can put that on the story, give you a shout out. But it was funny because literally before we did this, 30 minutes before I even did the burpees, I fucking was trying to record it. My phone fell. So I'm gonna redo it after this. But I was telling you, man, like I even 30 minutes before this, fucking I did a literally did another live, did my video of the day and put out there compounding interest, and that's why that's the greatest invention of human history is compounding interest when it's money and it's putting it in the account. The penny a day for 31 days is more than $1 million at one time. And then two, it's the compounding interest of getting workouts every day. And it's funny for me is like I felt like I kept pushing my body hard, and I dropped the carbs to 100 grams, and I did carbs were at 100 grams, fats were at zero. Fucking
Jesus.
ended the year last year at a 10-day fast, and my dumbass didn't realize that after the 10-day fast, my body was going to be depleted. So really, it took almost 3 weeks, to get back to normal because first I exploded, and then two, I just felt like dog shit every fucking day, every workout. So it was really like focusing on that, focusing on, hey, what am I putting in my body and so forth. And it was funny because literally the compound effect was, hey, I need to change this. And I have various knee injuries. I need a double knee replacement in the next 5 to 10 years. So I bought a boarded squat thing, for the elevation. So you get full range of motion. And I just literally told myself, like, fuck it, dude. Every day I'm going to do 100 of these squats. I'm going to focus on this. And then all of a sudden, just doing that for 10 days, I start to see more definition in my legs. And I'm like, what the fuck? And it's something where it's like, that's why. It's because you continually compound with the effects that small, consistent action took, and it's the same thing with anything in life. And that's why, congruence is so big. And people are like, no, it's not. And Wes talks about that shit all the time. Like the way you do one thing, the way you do everything, it just seeps into your life. Like you just can't have one thing and then act like you can't have another. And that's why when we were drinking, we were eating like shit. It went into that. That was the person we were. So especially for you, brother, like you talk about the transformation all the time. You show the photos. You're shredded to the T, brother. Everything with you was changing that man and just becoming that. And that's one thing I love about you, brother. It's like every day you come on, you may say some funny shit, you may trigger people, but you're saying it from the heart, and you're leading from that place of love because you at one point in time too, were struggling with those same exact things.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. That's what it's all about. And one thing you mentioned, bro, that came to mind, adaptability. Like you were saying, you've
Ooh,
had to adjust, you've had to acquire that special, I guess, kind of squat.
yeah.
I guess what is it like uh, apparatus, or whatever. So you can do it
Yeah.
even with your fucked up knees. That's the point, though, bro. I mean, and tying that to compound interest, you can still gain compound interest even when shit gets fucking rough, as long as you're able to adapt and stick to the fucking bigger vision, bro. People fucking give up as soon as shit gets fucking hot, They get out the kitchen, but bro, that's the fucking test you need, bro. Don't you see? I believe everything happens for a reason. So that's literally the universe putting that shit as an obstacle or a speed bump in your path. Get over that motherfucker, kind of turn to the right a little bit, and keep fucking going, bro. And keep the fucking vision in mind. Let that shit compound your daily actions, and that's it. No matter what, bro. By all means, that's it.
Shit, bro. You hit the nail on the head, and you're an amazing fucking dude, brother. And that's one of the things I like about you. Is especially when you're showing just the people you're being around, and just that man that you embody, and helping people. It goes beyond just the physical fitness, and it goes beyond the nutrition. You're really showing people how to live that life, and that's something that I liked, especially when you said earlier within this episode. You're like, hey, if you're not committed to being excellent, you're not committed to being that best version of yourself. Like I can't fuck with you. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just because, hey, you need to be excellent. You need to be doing these things. And it doesn't even go to the you need to. It's just like, again, it's goals. It's what it is, and that's where literally I ran into this with my wife the other day was we did this fucking fairy thing where the kids had a photo shoot and it was a lot of fucking money. And she looked at me and then she just said, should we do it? And then I just left it in the ball in her court. I'm like, I don't tell myself no. And I was like, I'm deserving of everything that I want and need. And she just looked at me, and I'm like, you have the answer made up. Like, if you want to do it, let's fucking rock and roll and do it. We don't have time to be guessing, to be hesitating. And that was something that clicked with me. Once I said that, was like, dude, that's the thing, is like the time we take of action and the inability to take action is what kills us. Like we all know at one point in time we would hesitate so much. Like before you lost the weight, brother, I bet you had those times where you're like, would I feel better if I lost the weight? Maybe I just feel happy with being who I am right now. And you're like, no, you don't, So can you touch on that real quick, brother, on the ability to take swift and fast action? Because I know a lot of people like to take their time in process the emotion, process,
Oh man.
what they think it is before they even start doing what they want.
Oh, bro, I think I'm the perfect candidate for that question. So that's just the universe lining us up for this shit, bro. Freaking, bro, I used to be the person, the poster boy of paralysis by analysis. Bro, that is freaking smothering. I'm the type that naturally I have to really just have all the answers, do my freaking research, and then debate pulling the trigger, taking action. But I've learned from people like Wes who are so actionable, bro, just fucking do it anyway. If your conscience tells you for a split second that this is going to be beneficial for you, whatever act, then fucking just go for it, man. It's going to be scary, but you just got to fucking swallow that. Just fucking move forward, man. As simple as that, bro. Just propel. It's like the fucking animal, the buffalo. I recently heard the buffalo is the only animal that actually like walks into a storm. The reason I don't fucking know, I guess the motherfucker's just trying to make it either way. He's like, fuck, I'm not gonna hide. I'm just gonna cut through the storm, face it, and just get through to the other side, the sunshine. Apply it to your life, man. Fear is real. There's no denying. It's scary, bro. It makes you want to fucking poop your pants, when you get scared of something, but you just gotta go for it, dude. I've been doing a lot lately, Al, and it's been helping a lot, bro. Just fucking doing it anyway. And just telling myself little triggers, little mental triggers like forward motion only, meaning just go for it, dog. And doing that, bro, it's just made really a big difference in my life, man. Acquiring clients now, a lot better emotional regulation. It's amazing, bro. Just fucking move forward, dude. That's it.
Hell yeah, brother. And I had that question in the bank because I've been watching you, and I was like, that's one of the things, I wanted to share, because that was me. I always say that shit, is everything that I do. I watch people for a while before I assess and say some shit about somebody. I'm watching them for months, weeks, and then I say something, unless they're that dude that I'm like, oh, dude, I got to watch him once, twice. I'm like, I'm going to reach out to him. If I'm unsure, I'm watching for a while, and that was something for me, it was just like really watching you, seeing all the work you're doing. And then I seen what Wes said, and he's like, that conscience is the voice of God. And it really is, and people don't realize that. So when we're saying, fuck this, fuck that, we're saying, fuck God. And I'm like, oh shit, I have a problem with this. I'm saying the wrong things to myself. And it was showing in the actions that I was doing every day and what it was. And to wrap that point up, it was funny because I did the 10-day fast and I got asked, on day 6, they were like, are you hungry? And I was like, and I did it too, right through Christmas, dude. So it was funny as fuck because I'm smelling barbecue and like Christmas. I walked 5 miles because I was just fucking starving, and like I was sitting there, and then someone was just like, "Are you gonna quit? Are you gonna break?" And I kept hearing people break fast, and it was like really pissing me off, And I sat with that emotion. I was like, "Why is it pissing me off?" And I was like, "It's just the fact that people would quit on themselves." And someone was like, "What's your logic behind it?" And I was like, "Fuck it, dude. If I die, I die." And then they were like, well, you're not going to die. Okay, so what's the fucking problem? And they're like, well, it's not healthy. And I was like, well, I'm waking up the next day. I know. And they're like, well, are you able to sleep? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I was prioritizing sleep, which was helping me throughout that. And I was like, yeah, bro, I just had the philosophy of if I fucking die, I die. And I really don't give a shit because at least I'm dying being the best version of myself and doing something that old me would have been fucking bitching about, oh, my migraines and my body hurts and I'm not eating. I have no energy. So it was funny because like even doing the uncomfortable shit led me to just be better. And then all of a sudden people had that admiration. They were like, how the fuck did you do it? In reality, I'm like, it's not that difficult once you get past those brief mental barriers, you get past, the first 2 days, you really realize like you don't need it. And even when I started eating, I was like, bro, this feels so fucking wrong. Why am I doing this? So you've been an amazing fucking guest today, brother. I really appreciate you. We'll wrap it up with the last question here, brother. What would you say to the previous version of ourselves? We don't know where to start. We just want to align ourselves with our definition of success.
Absolutely. So be honest with yourself. Introspection is the key to everything, that brutal honesty. Next, we probably won't have all the answers. So I'd say looking for people who do, professionals, coaches in any arena that you want to get better at. Swallow that fucking pill, that eat that humble pie, reach out and adhere to the program and have faith and trust. That faith and trust combined with your vision for yourself, that's a fucking unbeatable combo. That'll knock any motherfucker out, bro. But it starts with honest self-assessment and trust in somebody who can help you. And that's it. Just pull the trigger. Don't fucking be like I was, man. Don't become paralyzed with fear. Take action anyway, even if you want to poop your pants. Let that quote stay in your head forever, okay? Just do it, man. You're not gonna
Hell
die,
yeah,
bro.
brother. That'll be the quote of the episode, brother. So thank you so much, brother. You've been an amazing dude. Where can people find you, brother, if they want to keep up with you?
Thank you, man. Instagram, Danny Boy Cárdenas. Simple as that.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, I'll send them your way. Thank you again, brother. It was an immense honor.
Hey, bro. Good vibes, man. Let's get her done. I know you will.